Hi, I'm Kayla,
Hi, I'm Padma.
and this is Chicks
Flicks.
and Other Unrealistic Representations.
So this is a podcast where we determine how realistic teen movies really are.
And we have 6 categories: family,
Friends,
relationships,
school,
personality,
and culture. And today we'll be talking about The Breakfast Club.
Yes. So this movie is essentially like it happens in a day, and it's just 5 different types of high schoolers are in detention at one time, and it just follows their entire day. So it's the brain, the jock,
The princess, the outcast.
well, technically the criminal, and the basket case, right?
Oh, the basket case.
Yeah.
That's the one that didn't make sense to me.
Really?
The basket case.
She's like insane. So yeah, you know, like those types of,
I guess.
yeah, like those types of kids that are kind of
You know, those types of kids. They're just like,
they're
are
crazy.
insane.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Okay. So, family. So I think family played a big role in like their characterization.
Very important.
Even though they weren't even like, their family was barely there. You know, you can like see it through, like the kids themselves.
Yeah.
And like each family has like has
Issues.
like they're the product. The kids are the product of their environments, essentially.
You can see, like, even though they're all represents like different like stereotypical high schoolers, they all have like the same problem with parents and family.
Yeah.
And like, even though they come from like different backgrounds and stuff, they're a lot more similar than they think.
Exactly.
Definitely.
I love how at the beginning, like, even the way that they got there, like their cars and like the way their parents talked to them, like showed like so much about their characters. It was very cool.
Like every single like the dialogue, it was so well thought out.
Oh, yeah.
And
like what's her name? Allison, the basket case, got there like when she got out, like she went to talk to her, like whoever was driving, and like they just drove away. Bender like just walked there, and like Andrew's car was like, I don't know, it looked like a dad car, you know. And then like Claire's car was like a BMW.
A BMW.
And then Brian's car was just like it was just, you know.
Or the sports guy. I'm really bad at remembering names. Andrew. When his dad was like, he wasn't even like disappointed in his son.
Yeah.
He was just like, the only bad thing you did was you got caught.
Yeah.
But boys will be boys. Am I right, son?
That's exactly what. Okay, so we could talk about Andrew's father first. So like his dad is like the epitome of like toxic masculinity,
right?
And like he completely controls Andrew's life.
Yeah,
like, and
it's like that competitive nature and like bullying and like all of that. He just throws it on his son.
Yes, exactly.
And he's like, you better do what I say.
He only really cares about him. Like, it's kind of like he's just living through him, you know? He cares about him because of his talents and, like, what he can do. Not because he's his son or anything.
He doesn't care, and that's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, some parents are like that because, like, they feel like their kids, like, don't... Like, especially, like, for sports, they don't, like, have anything else except sports. Like, you have to focus on that.
It can be, like, through sports. It can even be through academics. It can be through,
that's Brian's parents, like, his mom at the beginning.
Yeah, he was like, find a way to study.
Yeah. They just put too much pressure on him, you know, and like it's shown in his behavior, and like we can relate to that one.
Okay, when you say about that...
Wait, that's personality.
Okay.
That's personality.
Okay.
But yeah, do you feel like your parents put pressure on you sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah. Like
it's a weird combination of their pressure and my own pressure. And then outside pressure, which is like college is like very competitive. Yeah. So all 3 of those things is a lot. Yeah.
I feel like my parents put less pressure on me when it comes to academics. It's more of a personal thing. But I know like people whose parents like are the main source of their...
My parents definitely... I feel like more in like the beginning of high school, and like by now, because we're worrying about college and stuff, now I put a lot more pressure on myself. Yeah. But it's definitely my parents are the one who started it. Like, that's the only reason I care about school. Exactly. Like, from a young age, from elementary school, they've always put that pressure on me. So I've never known anything else.
And that's essentially what, like, Brian was depicting. And then Claire's parents, like, they don't really care much about her. they just throw money at her and they just ignore her.
Like the broken family, and she's like they're on the verge of like divorce and stuff.
Yeah.
That
they just use her to get back at each other.
Yeah, and also through a teen's perspective, like parents, I feel like they got so caught up in themselves.
Yeah.
And their own issues, and they fail to like actually be a good parents for their child.
And that's, you know, with people, like with families that have like a lot of money, parents can like sometimes just kind of throw money at their kids and think, okay, this is like good parenting, you know, I want to give them like a good life, but like all they want is your time, you know.
Right, like you can't just buy her diamond earrings and tell her to go shopping and think that she's okay.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's not.
And then obviously Bender's family,
that is so depressing to me.
So his dad is a drunk, and like his mom they're clearly like
getting
poor.
abused by their dad.
Like, and that's honestly that's a common thread with like kids like that, you know. Kids that are like at risk, it's because of like a poor home life and because they don't have that kind of support, or they weren't shown good examples growing up.
That just makes me so sad. And the way, what is the teacher's name? The old dude.
I forgot his name.
Mr. Teacher, man.
Mr. Richard, I think was his name.
Oh yeah, Richard.
Was his first name,
That's
cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But the family, I think, a lot of the pent up anger he had, it was just all derived from family. Completely. He just let it out on everyone. I don't think it makes it justified.
No.
But
his actions are not. He's honestly not that great of a person.
He's not.
Like you can kind of see like why, but you're just kind of like, okay. But
like it makes me like I'm sad.
Yeah.
But like you should grow from that.
Yeah, instead of focusing so much on it, you know.
And he's also weirdly obsessive of like figuring out what everyone's family was like.
Yeah.
He was like, no one asked him. Didn't Bender just get up and he was like, this is what your family looks like to Brian?
Yeah, to Brian.
Brian? Yes. And he just acted it out.
I remember Brian's name because it's like brain, but it's the A and the I are switched.
Okay. And then Andrew's like, what's your family like?
Yeah.
And then Bender starts acting it out. It's like...
It's a sad scene, but you're kind of like, wow, where did this come from?
Yeah.
It was very unprompted. I mean, I guess they were all bored, though.
They were all very bored.
But it could be a part of, like, the front that he gives off. Like, you know, like, oh, I have, like, a bad home life, you know? Like, not necessarily... Like, obviously he wants to look tough and whatever, but, like... It's kind of like he's trying to, like, excuse his actions,
He's trying to, like, explain where he's coming from. Because they're all, like, complete strangers. So maybe they were just like, trying to, like...
And then Allison's family, I guess, they just ignore her.
Yeah.
And so that's why she
I wish they went more in depth.
Yeah, like
with
what
her
type
family.
of ignoring? But
like,
I guess it's kind of like, you know, she acts up because like she wants some form of attention, like even if it's bad attention.
And her parents just don't. What did she say? Like, I'm here because I have nothing else to do on a Saturday. That was like, what?
Yeah, I guess because like she doesn't want to be at home,
and she says she doesn't have any friends.
Yeah, so where else is she gonna go? You know?
Yeah.
That's sad.
I know. And the one thing that stuck out with me was like, they're saying one day, what did they say?
Yeah, will we become
our
parents?
Will we become our parents?
Yeah.
Which is a question that I also think about.
Honestly.
Like,
yeah, like especially like if you're in like their situations, if you like don't, if you're not happy with your home life and you're like, am I just gonna become like exactly like these people because this is my example? And I don't know, like, the answer to that. It depends on the person. Like, obviously, you have a higher likelihood, too. Like, kids whose, like, parents have gone through divorce are more likely to get divorced.
Really?
But it's, I mean, I don't know. Do you think you'll become like your parents?
No. But, like, no. I'd say no.
No?
But the thing is, we never know.
True.
I don't know. Like, I feel like it's different because my parents are both immigrants, so they've had, like, very different experiences. So they can't understand, like, what high school is like. Okay. What I'm going through. Yeah. They get it through movies. Yeah. Which is never, like, the perfect example. Yeah. So I feel like I definitely understand, like, what schooling is like, what going through college is like.
True.
Yeah.
True. But, like, I think it might be, like, the idea of comparison. Like, your parents are, like, although, like, you may have more similar experiences to your kids, it could change, you know, schooling could change.
Exactly. Like, it's always going to change generation to generation.
Exactly.
So, I just think, I feel like every generation ends up being more open-minded than the next.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, I'll be different.
Yeah.
But then,
and, like, their school
knows?
life might be different, and you might be comparing your experience
like,
with
who
theirs.
knows what's going to happen in the future.
I don't think it'd be necessarily a bad thing to become my parents, personally. Like, they don't put that much pressure on me. I just feel smothered, if anything.
Yeah, it's like...
Not in the best way.
It's so weird to think that, like, my whole personality could just be someone else. Like,
Yeah.
like, you lose, like, your uniqueness, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my own, like, sense of control. Like, no matter what I do in life, I'm gonna end up like this.
And that's
standard.
like, that's literally the question
scary.
of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, are we just our stereotypes?
Yeah. Are we...
Yeah.
Like, it's just perpetuated generation. It, like, just never ends. Like, endless. Like, I don't want that endless cycle of just me becoming my parents and then becoming the parents and then over and over again. Then how are we gonna grow
as a society?
If we just become our parents?
Yeah. And that's why it's important to be, like, aware.
Yeah.
Okay, friends. So, like, friends is kind of within the vein of, like, personality, but I want to talk specifically about, like, the interactions they have with each other. So, the way that they, like, sat down at the beginning and, like, where they sat was kind of indicative of, like, how they stood with each other, because, like, Claire and Andrew, like, sat towards the front, like, right next to each other, and, like, it was kind of also that, like, their social standings, like, of course they were at the front because they were, like, the coolest.
Yeah, and then people in the back.
Yeah, like,
the very back corner.
Yeah, Allison was at the very back, Brian was, like, at the second most back, and then Bender was...
Did he get pushed off? Bender kind of like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I sit here.
Yeah, because technically, I guess, like, the roofies would be cooler than the, you know, nerds. Because, like, at least they know, they're aware of whatever. But yeah, I thought that was a cool detail. Oh, and I loved, like, all of the awkward interactions. Like, all the awkward things that happened, I was like, this is actual, like, teenagers.
I think every time Brian talked was...
Yeah. I'm in math club.
I'm in physics club. Physics. I didn't get that. Okay, what was that whole that interaction between all of them?
Oh, so, like, Bender was talking about... So, like, Claire was saying, like, it's not like you do, like, any extracurriculars. Like, how would you know how we are, like, if you don't, like, talk to us and stuff? And then he like, countered with, like, okay, why aren't you, like, in physics club? You know, how would you know how they are if you don't talk to them? And so that was, like, kind of the interaction.
It was, like, social life.
Yeah.
I guess. That's an interesting day. He's very satirical in, like, all of, like, the friendships when he... Was that him?
What?
Or was that Brian? Who was like, why do you listen to what your friends make you do?
Oh, I think... Oh, one of them was asking Claire.
Yeah, like, but Claire, she literally had a breakdown because she was like, what if my friends, like, don't let me do what I want to do with my...
Well, yeah, no, I guess, like, the pressure, you know, the pressure of, like, popularity, and, like, you don't want to, it's kind of like, you know, like, everybody's kind of fake with each other.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to be the person who gets estranged because it's better to be... Ooh, there's a quote from Mean Girls. It's better to be in the plastics and hating life than not be in the plastics at all.
Oh my god.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's like kind of the
And
concept.
I thought it was ironic that, like, Claire was crying about that while other... I don't know. It seemed like other issues or, like, Bender's whole family life.
Yeah.
And then what Andrew was going through.
Yeah, like...
While she was there, like, my friends.
Yeah. But I guess that's her... I guess that's what she prioritizes, you know.
You can see different levels of, like, what affects different people.
Yeah.
And really puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
Like, what matters to who.
The way that, like, they slowly break down their walls, too. Not just, like, in their dialogue, but, like, just in the way that they, like,
I think it's
each other.
right, like, after they took those drugs.
Yeah.
They were all open to each other.
And then, like, even the subtle things, like, showing each other their, like, purse contents and stuff. And, like, that's, like, a very intimate thing. And, like, just sitting and, like... Talking. And like, when they're expressing themselves, like, and talking in that circle, they're all, like, at equal levels. They're all sitting together rather than, like, at a table and, like, different levels of, like... So that was a good visual cue. And then, like, just the way the way that like the movie is kind of set, like it's confined within like one day, and like they kind of ask the question like, are we gonna like even talk to each other after this?
Yeah, that
does it matter that like we opened up
does anything matter? And when you think about it, nothing, I don't know, any external things ever changed other than
exactly. They like
some people ended up together.
No, that's the point. Like that's why they were able to do what they did. Like, you know, with the relationship things, like the kissing at the end. Like that's why they were able to do it, because like it had no consequences.
Yeah.
It didn't matter, unfortunately. And that's kind of the reality of the movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, even if this were to happen, because obviously it's an extraneous situation, you know. It's not very often that like one person from each group would be in the same room, but like even if this were to happen, it's not like much is going to change.
I know. I think I also like just like the beauty of like short-lived connections.
Oh yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be like a long, like lifelong friendship. Just like the little connections you make with someone in just like a couple hours in the day. Yeah. It reminds you like everyone's human. Everyone can like talk to each other.
That's like a full way of looking at it. I thought it was kind of like, you know, expressing like the reality.
Life is a void.
No, yeah, the reality of like their situations, like it's not going to change. So what's the point in trying?
I was also like, wow, isn't it cool that they got to connect within an hour? And it didn't take them like months of like Saturday detention. It took one day.
And that's why they were able to, because it was like they were strangers essentially.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of easier to like expound your problems to a stranger because it's not like they have any stake in your life.
Yeah, because they can
like provide an objective view.
And you just open up to them.
Yeah.
Unlike anyone else who actually knows you. You see them every day.
Yeah, and they may have their own preconceived biases about you. So relationships. So Bender and Claire are like supposed to have chemistry because they're from like different worlds, but it's uncomfortable.
I don't like it.
A big issue that people have, and obviously they should, I do too, with John Hughes films, are like the casual sexual harassment. That's like something that's very, very prevalent. If you watch 16 Candles, it's even worse. Like it's not the way that like Bender kind of treats Claire and like you know, ribs at like her virginity or
like
whatever.
Over and over.
Yeah,
and
it's
over
not.
again.
And it's just kind of brushed aside because I guess that was something that was common in the time period.
In the 80s? And what the heck? Like the whole, like, they were always focused on virginity so much of the girls. Yeah. Like at one point, well, who was it? Brian? He was just like, I'm a virgin. And Claire's like, oh, I think it's okay if boys are virgins. Yeah. And then they like smiled and had a moment. But then Claire over and over again was like, are you a virgin?
I like the way that Allison put it. Yeah. Like if you say you haven't had sex, you're a prude. And if you say you have, then you're a slut.
And that's the reality for girls, I feel like, in high school. But then for guys, it's like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Either way, it's fine.
Yeah.
So, I think at the beginning, I don't know why I wrote this down. I said like, I think Andrew and Bender had more like chemistry than
they did
than Claire and Bender.
Like imagine like if they got together, it would make more sense than if Claire and Bender did, because they were fighting way worse.
Yeah, like, and they have more similar life experiences. Like both of their fathers like kind of like hate them honestly and like treat them like crap.
Have daddy issues.
Yeah. So, but of course, it was the 80s.
I don't get that. Like the stuff, like she burst out crying because he just kept yelling at her over and over and over again.
But it's because like she's the girl and he's the guy.
Yeah.
I've read it before, the straight agenda.
Yeah. And it's, I don't like that cycle of like he's being like the tough and almost abusive. Yeah. In that relationship. And she's just trying to be innocent, like, I'm a virgin. Yeah. And like very passive about it. And then they'd end up together. That'd be a toxic relationship.
Very toxic.
Very bad.
Yes. Very. Oh, and then like the way that Andrew, like he kissed, what's her face? Allison. After like she had the makeover. It's kind of makeover. Like there was no point in the. She looked better before.
I liked her
so much better before.
I don't understand what was so wrong. I liked that look, like the black.
Yeah, I like the grunge.
And the hair and the fringe.
But of course, he could only like. You know,
she went from black and then she wore white.
Yeah.
A complete.
But you could only like her when she looked a certain way.
When she's all girly girl. Yeah. I noticed he was, like, looking at her.
Yeah.
Like, throughout.
Yeah.
Like, the later half.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she walked out and he was like, what? You can push your hair back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you think they would last?
No, of course not.
No.
I don't think anything. I mean, maybe that's... You could
I
argue,
think
like,
they
maybe,
would
like,
last longer than...
Maybe.
No, the
Because
only way...
they could kind of read each other a little bit better.
I think... I don't really know. I wish we got to know more about Allison.
Yeah, she was very cryptic.
Yeah. But I think they could work.
Maybe.
I think they could work. But if she showed up on Monday again in that black outfit with, like, without caring about what she looks like...
Would he still?
No. But then if she started caring about her appearance, then they would work.
I feel like it would be an interesting spin-off, like, a movie where, like, he kind of, like, forgoes, like, all of his, like, cares about sports and, like, he just kind of, like, follows
he
that
breaks his
relationship.
knee on purpose.
And
then...
And then, yeah. Oh my gosh, like, blows off practice just to, like, do her weird things. That'd be cute.
That'd be cute. Yeah. They would work.
They could.
And then poor Brian, he just has love life with his essay.
Like, everybody, like, kissed somebody and then
He
he
kissed
kissed the essay. Yes.
Perfect.
Forever alone.
Yeah.
That's the message. If you're a nerd, you're not gonna get...
You're not gonna get love.
Yeah.
You're gonna get essays.
Yes. Yes. And you'll
It's just a bit too perfect that they ended up together.
Oh, yeah.
The pairings happened.
Yeah. That was the point. That's why there were, like, that many girls and that many guys.
Nah. What if they had the extra girl?
What if it was, like, all guys or all girls, you know? Would they?
Would they? Yes.
Yes. Would they let it happen, though? Like, no.
Would John Hughes let this happen?
No. No, not at all. Okay, school. So, obviously, it's interesting because, like, it's in a school. They're having detention in school, but it's not during school hours. So,
why are they having 8 hours of detention? That makes zero sense. I feel like
even, like, the what's it called? The brevity of, like, each of their, like, you know, crimes for detention. Like, Claire, all Claire did was, like, skip class to go shopping.
She gets the same amount of time as someone who has a gun.
Yeah, or, like, who, like, pulled the fire alarm or something.
Yeah, those
like,
seem more.
I don't know.
And then, like, the straight up bullying that Andrew did, that was pretty bad.
Yeah. But no, they're all just there on a Saturday for 8 hours. I would honestly take a nap. That's what I would do.
I'd ignore everyone. Just take a nap.
And, like, their library was so big and beautiful. And there's probably, like, a couch somewhere that you could just lie down.
Yeah.
Their library was, like, the size of, like, a college library.
Of my house.
Actually, though.
It's so big.
Their school was big, too. Which is weird.
Like, the hallway scenes, it just kept going. Like a maze.
Yeah.
And, like...
Maybe they did that on purpose. Maybe it was supposed to be, like, they're like, so... Their circumstances are so small and, like individualized in comparison to, like, the grand scheme of, like, school and, like, life and stuff. And, like...
Everything's like a maze out there.
Yeah. Maybe that was done on purpose. Oh, the teacher. I didn't like him at all.
I hate him.
Although he does kind of... I guess he might have represented, like, the older generations. The way that they treated... Like, okay, this movie was... This is a little bit culture, but, like, the way that... This movie is a love letter to Generation X, you know, the teenage years of Generation X. And it's like, it's a physical representation of the angst of that time period. The MTV generation. You know, they were, like, the people who were so, like, individual. And, like, there were so fewer of them compared to the baby boomers. And then, like, there were so many millennials, so they're kind of, like, the middle child generation. And, like, although they're just kind of, like, you know, angsty and, like, they care more about pop culture
they had,
and, like,
the
individuality
and
like
stereotypes.
Yeah. And they, very self-centered.
Very self-centered.
But it was kind of, so the teacher kind of represented, like, the older generation's lacking on.
And it's not the kids that change, it's him.
It's him.
We kept saying the kids are out to get me.
Yeah.
No, they're just trying to live their life.
And you're just getting older and
you're just getting in their way.
It's a greater disconnect, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, should we have younger teachers, you know?
Yeah.
Or, like, more youthfully minded teachers?
We should. And there should be... I don't like the whole thing about like disciplining the kids. Like it shouldn't be
that
done.
Tough love attitude, especially the teacher's relationship with Bender is very interesting because like so many the way that like kids like that at-risk kids are like treated like kind of like, oh, you're trash, like you're not gonna get any better than this, like unless helpful. You step up or like you have to like fix your own situation, like this is your fault.
This is right. Like, you can't blame that on him.
You have to take a general
He's completely lacking on like understanding of like the kids' backgrounds and like what they're going through. Yeah, and there has to just be like more like counseling and stuff like that available to students. Yeah, just throw them in a library every Saturday. What is that gonna fix?
Exactly. Like what
is that gonna fix?
Seriously,
I've never gotten the point of detention because you just sit there, you can't do anything,
especially like in school detention, like during school hours, like you're just missing more.
You're just skipping school.
Yeah,
I'd do that. I don't want to skip school, but that makes no sense.
It doesn't.
Like there has to be some way for you to like get better.
If anything, reward good behavior instead of punishing bad behavior. That's a better form of like discipline.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, the way that they kind of like went like touch and go on the janitor thing, like he like hears all of their conversations.
Is that Brian's?
And, like, no, it's not actually. It's saying he's such a nerd, like he knows all the school staff.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the janitor. Why was he there?
Like I don't know. Like he like hears what
he's like the voice of wisdom.
Yeah. Is he really there, or is he just like?
Is he God?
Is he God?
Physical body of God.
He came down just to like drop some truth bombs.
Yeah.
Actually,
he might have.
Okay. Personality. So because the movie had essentially like 5 main characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
It completely relies on the personality of the characters.
Oh yeah, that's the dialogue, like they just drive it. They drive the entire. There's no plot devices or anything. Right? It's
just so character driven. Yes, I love it.
It's great. Yeah.
I just wish more of Allison.
I know, right?
I really like
such an interesting character.
I like in the beginning. I thought that was a cool take of like her being silent in the corner. I liked that. Yeah. But then after a while, I was like, will she say something? When's she gonna talk? When's she gonna talk? And then she did. But then I was like, hey, more, please. Because at that point of the movie, we know so much about all the other characters that we're like waiting to know about her.
Yeah.
And then all we really got was she's a compulsive liar. She's ignored. That's it.
Like we don't know if she has like any specific mental issues.
Yeah.
We don't know like if this is just an act or if she's like actually like struggling.
Or like more about her home life. Yeah. Like more like, is she poor? Is she rich? Is her parents like okay?
Yeah, I know, right?
There's
nothing there. We can take this like one character at a time. So should we start with Allison?
Yeah, start with Allison.
So her reason for coming was that she didn't have anything better to do. And I guess like all of their reasons for coming had to do with like their main characteristics, you know? So like she's constantly ignored by her family. She doesn't have friends. So of course, like what else is she gonna do?
Yeah, parents don't even question it that they're dropping their daughter off on a Saturday at school.
Yeah, they don't. We don't even see them ever. They're just a car.
They're just a car. They're faceless, nameless.
Yeah. But what does that say about her and her? Like, was that intentional? Did they intentionally like not reveal as much about her?
I think so.
What's the intention?
She again like the outcast. I feel like all these other stereotypes like you know more about because you can like interact with them in school. But those outcast types, no one ever.
It's so
talks about
it's so specific to like. You know, there's every weird person has like something weird about them. Like it's not
you can't stereotype a
and
weirdness.
Maybe that's why they kind of like left it more like out in the open. That way, everybody who's like feels in that situation can relate to it.
Yeah,
you know, like it's not any one specific like way of like being weird. You know, she doesn't have like one thing that's weird about her. It's like
it's like her general vibe.
And that's the point, I guess, because the movie is supposed to be relatable and like speak to like, you know, who are like the types of people that are represented in it. And so I guess to have a more general and holistic representation, they just kind of made her more vague because it's such a specific thing to be like weird.
Yeah. It's a specific thing to be like the jock and the troublemaker.
Yeah. But like those are more, you can kind of see their motives a little bit more, but like with the weird person it depends.
Yeah, and they were also so quick to judge her.
Oh yeah.
Without even knowing anything
Yeah.
about her.
Yeah.
Remember she was lying, like, that she wasn't a virgin?
Yeah.
And, like, she slept with someone,
and
like...
they all, like, just started,
and
like,
they all
attacking her.
But, like, they all, like, accepted it.
True.
Like, they were, like... Even me, as an audience, like, I was like...
Yeah.
She would.
Yeah. But...
And I just put my own bias on, like... I didn't question it.
Wow.
And then she was like, no, I'm a compulsive liar. Then you realize, wait, why was I so premature to judge her?
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, wait, Allison, you're a good person. Why did I, like...
think, like, assume...
Yeah.
things. Huh. Just because, like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Look at that movie, making you think.
I know.
Claire.
Claire.
So, she skipped school to go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And her home life is like her parents don't really seem to care about her.
Yep, divorced or close to divorced parents.
Yeah.
Arguing all the time, throwing money at her.
If anything, like, obviously we shouldn't, like, compare her home life, but, like, she kind of has, like, the best situation,
Yeah.
you know? Like, she has the popularity, and, like, sure, it's, like, there's pressure to, like, be a certain way and, like, present yourself in a certain way, but, like, she seemed the happiest out of everybody.
She did. I thought it was highly ironic. Like, the juxtaposition of, like, her life to, like, Bender's life is very... Like, that's the source of him, like, yelling at her all the time.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe because he feels like, why does she get to have this life? And, like, upset at, like, her and people like her.
And also she, like, I think she also fails to understand, like, her, like, privilege in the world.
Yeah.
I think she's also, you know, all teenagers are self-absorbed, so she also is like that.
The lack of empathy.
Yeah. Like, all of them cry about their own problems, but when she does, it also feels like...
Like,
yeah, you're slightly better
off.
off.
Yeah.
But you still feel bad for her.
Yeah.
And so it's weird trying to balance, like, our own problems and then other people's problems. But then without, like, feeling bad about yourself and then feeling bad for others. It's wild.
Like, it's good to keep things in perspective to, like, make you happier as a person. But at the same time, you know, it's okay to, like, care about your problems too.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is also, like, another issue I think this movie definitely talks about.
Yeah.
Like, all their issues matter. But
even no matter how
small they may seem. Yeah, that's the biggest thing with her.
Yep. We could do Brian next.
Brian.
The brain.
The brain.
Yes.
He got... Okay, I was literally laughing when he was talking about how he... got an F in that class.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Because, like, you don't recognize the weight. I think that's the point. You're supposed to, like, be like, okay, why are you talking about this?
Yeah, because it's right after Andrew's story.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is very...
Yeah, but then I think a lot of this movie was unscripted. A lot of
Really?
this, I'm pretty sure. Certain scenes were. And I think they just kind of like, okay, like, this is the general gist of your character.
And I feel like, yeah... It's too perfect. Yeah. All that was scripted.
Yeah. But yeah, like, when he first mentions, like, oh, I got an F in shop, like, you're just kind of like, it sucks for you. Like,
yeah, Bender literally is
yeah.
Like, he's, like, said what I was thinking.
But then, like, he says, like, I can't get an F. Like, because of this pressure that's, like, in his mind, like, his other option was, like, I should kill myself, you know?
With a flare gun.
Okay, we shouldn't stop. Like, it's funny. It's, like, meant to release the tension, but, like, if you think about what he said, like...
I know.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel it a lot.
I love how this movie takes serious things and then puts it in, like a little funny twist on it.
Yeah.
So then you don't know if you should, like, laugh or you should be really sad.
Yeah.
But, like, that's what life is.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you that, like, this is just a movie. Like, obviously, like, it's just a movie, but, like, obviously this is happening to people, but, you know, don't get too caught up on these characters. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I like how all of a sudden it goes from, I was about to kill myself, to flare gun, to laughing, and then don't they all start, like, dancing, right? Like, it's like the change of pace. And,
that's how teenagers are. That's how fickle we are, honestly.
I know. I love that. I know it's a flare gun. It's bad.
Yeah, no, but, like, I feel
Where
like
did you get a flare gun from?
I don't know. Where do you even get a gun from? I don't know.
Walmart.
True.
Where do you get a flare gun?
True.
Probably Walmart.
Yeah, no, it was a good representation of smart kids, you know, we're all pressured and some of us just feel worse than others.
And it's so different from the beginning when Bender was like, oh, your home life must be so good.
Yeah.
And you must have it all easy.
Yeah.
He's like, no,
I want to kill myself.
Yeah. I'm worried about him the most by the end of the movie. Because nothing changed with it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably, like, released some, like, of his feelings out there.
But you still don't know.
But he still got that B.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing with, like, honestly, all of them. Like, even Bender, like, is he just gonna, like, end up, like, dead, like, shot from, like... Because, you know, like, he has the worst home... Like, who knows what area he lives in?
I know, right?
Like, it's, like, is this...
He's gonna end up leeching money off of Claire. She gave him his diamond earrings.
He can just sell it.
They're gonna... Right?
Yeah.
He's gonna sell it.
And just
He's gonna steal the
pot.
rest of her earrings. And then...
I don't think they're gonna, like, talk after this.
I think I feel like they'll hang out. No. She's trying to get attention from her parents and, like, get back at her parents. Yes.
I don't think so. I think that was the point of the movie. Like,
she's gonna lose her virginity.
No.
She will.
No, it's just gonna stop. Like, it's just, you know,
Did
they
you see
have
the
that
look
one
on her
interaction. No, I don't think so.
That one scene he was, like, describing, like... like losing your virginity. And he was just, the whole room was quiet.
Yeah.
He was just, like, whispering things.
I think that was supposed to be, like, sexual tension, but it just came off as, like, really creepy.
It did. But did you see the look on her face?
Yeah.
And so that's going to end up happening.
I don't think so.
And then they're going to break up right after.
I don't think so. I think it was a one-time thing.
And I think it's going to happen.
Okay.
The movie Life Goes On. It's going to happen. They can't come... I don't know, the whole movie, like, their experience, like, something changed, I think, with all of them.
Maybe. You don't know. It's left up to the viewer.
But you think that they all just went on with their normal lives?
They went on their
but I think this is such a significant, like, thing.
Breakthrough?
Like, something happened there. Like, that's why the movie was made. Like, I don't know. They all, like, not, like, completely, like, they're gonna go, like save the world or anything.
Yeah.
But I think they changed enough to, like, remember that past Saturday and, like,
I don't know.
Do it.
They never say. I think it's supposed to be up to the viewer, like, what you think, you know?
No, you're cynical.
I'm not. I'm like I think it could. Maybe, you know, maybe. But personally, I don't think they did.
Okay, imagine you were in that situation. Okay, you spent a Saturday.
Yes.
With, like, the most different people, like, people you never hung out with. And they all have these, like, different problems and different things you never even thought about before. Yeah. Would that change you? Stop laughing.
No, I'm sorry. Just the way, okay. Well, okay, yes. It would change my perspective, but it's not like I would necessarily act on anything.
Yeah.
No. Like, you know, I don't think it would change. I think, like, my life would essentially return to normal, but, like, I'd kind of, like, be able to relate with that side just a little bit more. Like, I'm sure, like, they all gain new perspectives. Doesn't mean that it's gonna, like, change the course of their life.
Not gonna change the course of their life.
It doesn't even mean it's gonna change, like, their day to day. It doesn't mean anything. That's what they were talking about when they were saying, like, if we see each other in the hallways, like, are we even gonna say hi? And I guess it depends on, like, each of them, because, like, the cooler ones were like, obviously no, I can't, because like it doesn't matter, like, these people are cooler than him, so of course, like, he'd be fine with them talking. But, like, the less cool ones, like, of course they shouldn't, quote unquote, talk to the cooler ones. So, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think they need to, like, form friendships necessarily for it to, like, change them.
They don't.
I still think, like, something happened. I don't know what, but something happened.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know if it changed anything. I don't know if it did anything, but something did happen.
Something happened.
But who knows if it was just, like, a 5-minute, like, type of contemplation, something happened, or just
an 8-hour.
Well, yeah. Like, who knows how long it will last.
Yeah, who knows?
How long they'll remember. Don't you forget about me. The lyrics, I pulled them up specifically.
See, that's okay. They're not gonna forget about each other.
Well, no, it's questioning. Won't you come see about me? Question mark. I'll be alone dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts like they did in that 8 hours, giving me everything inside and out. That's what they did.
Poetry out loud.
Yeah. Love strange, so real in the dark. So, of course, like, that kind of speaks to, like, the relationships. Mm-hmm. Like, they were able to do it because, like, this is just an exclusive situation. So, it doesn't exist. It doesn't count, you know?
Yeah.
Think of the tender things that we were working on, so that they were talking about. Slow change may pull us apart. So, like, you know, they may, like, their lives may drag them, like, not even, like, connect them at all. When the light gets into your heart, baby, don't you forget about me. Don't you forget. Like, it's kind of like the mantra, like, I shouldn't forget about this. This was an important experience, but will I forget? Mm-hmm. Will you stand above me? Look my way, never love me?
Big fat
Rain keeps falling. Like, life keeps going on. Will you recognize me? Call my name or walk on by. Rain keeps falling. Rain keeps falling down. And, there's more. Don't you try to pretend. It's my feeling we'll win in the end. So, that's a little bit hopeful. I won't harm you or touch your defenses, vanity and security. But, like, if it doesn't, like, I'm not gonna, like, you know, call you out for it. Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone dancing, you know, baby. Going to take you apart, and I'll put us back together at heart, baby. As you walk on by, will you call my name? You know, that ending part. Will you call my name as you walk on by?
Call me by your name.
Or will you walk away? Will you walk on by? Will you call my name? So.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't know.
Did we even go through all the characters?
No. Okay, anyway, sorry. Okay.
Check out Brian.
Yeah, so that's where so Andrew?
Andrew.
Okay. I feel like he had, like, one of the saddest, you know, types of situations. Mm-hmm. Because, like, although, like, he had, like, a pretty good life, like, his personality is just depressing. Like, does he know who he is?
I don't
Does he have, like, any identity outside of, like,
the wrestling or, like, and his dad?
Or, like, the winner's, like, personality? Like, that's...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's also trying to be, like, the tough guy.
I feel like he was the most changed out of all three. All five of them, you know? Mm-hmm. Because, like, he was the one that, like... I feel like before he didn't necessarily recognize that, like, I don't want this lifestyle, you know? But he did say, you know, sometimes he just wished his knee would give so that, like, his dad could just start ignoring him and, like, he could just be left alone. Yeah. I felt that would track sometimes. Just, like, obviously, like, I'm not, like, gonna get a scholarship for it or anything, but, like, it's still pretty intense, and, like, sometimes I'm just, like, can I just, you know, so that I can just stop.
Yeah. And we don't even know if, like, he genuinely likes wrestling.
Yeah.
Or if he got into it because of his dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if he's, like, that's just, like, lack of control in his own life. Mm-hmm. Like, that sucks.
Yeah. And that's every teenager's worst nightmare.
Yeah. Because, like, he has to please his parents. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not a fun thing.
Yeah. And, like, what he did, he taped the kid's butt cheeks together.
Yeah.
But, like, that's bad because, like, he's really hairy and, like, he tore off some skin too. And, like, his dad, like, he did it to please his dad because his dad would have, like, done something like that in high school. And he, like, wasn't even punished that much. You know?
No,
like that was borderline.
And he got away with it because of, like, him being an athlete.
Yeah. Athletes get away with a lot, like, grades and stuff. They're just like, definitely. You know, we gotta make sure that they can, like, still do.
Is the retake policy just for that?
No. Honestly. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Sad,
I feel like we've talked about
Bender.
No,
or everybody.
Him, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you talk about family, a lot of their personality is their family.
Yeah.
In a lot of these movies, like, understanding where they come from versus who, like, you think they are.
Yeah.
So.
And, like, they're more dynamic. What does it say at the end? Like, we're all a brain.
We're all a brain, athlete, a
princess.
Waist. What's the basket? Out basket?
Basket case. Yeah. And a criminal.
They all were by the end.
Yeah.
Which is really
every kid is, you know, like no stereotype is strictly their stereotype, you know. And in the 80s, stereotypes were a big thing. They were a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Bender's really mean.
Yeah, I don't think his family life excuses that.
Yeah, that was, like, too much.
Like, obviously, he's, like... I guess he's just kind of, like, repeating maybe what he hears, you know, from his dad. And, like, the way that his dad kind of treats him, that's how he treats other people.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it right, though. You know? Yeah. It's not...
Stop.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm trying to think of what good thing he did. One good thing he did was...
He sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. When, like, they were walking around the school, and, like, the teacher was, like,
basketball.
To, like, make sure that the other kids didn't get in trouble.
That's the only redeemable thing he did.
I guess, yeah.
Nothing else was...
Yeah.
Because you have to find the right balance of, like, you can't blame everything on your parents.
Yeah.
Like, some things you have to look into yourself.
He was very unlikable as a character. Like, even the first time I watched it, I did not like him that much.
Don't.
I was like, okay, you can stop now.
Yeah, and I just feel really bad for him. That's my main thing.
Yeah.
Like, pity. Like, he should... the teacher should be nicer to him. He should have... or, like, access to things and be better, but instead he's shoved into a closet.
Yeah, and, like, as the teacher, like, taunts him. Like, that was terrible. That was really bad. It was just... Okay, we can move on to culture, I think.
Culture.
So, like, again, this movie is just... It's the representation of the angst of the time period, of Generation X, you know? I think that's my parents' generation, although... My dad was the only one who grew up in America, so it was probably different, you know. But they were a forgotten generation, honestly. Like, you think of, like, baby boomers, millennials, you know, like,
no
those
one
are, like,
talks about Gen ones in between.
Yeah. And so they're kind of, they're forgotten, and that's how the teenagers felt at the time, I'm sure. Baby boomers are so self-absorbed at, like, all times. And so even, like, when their children were struggling, they were just kind of like, get over it, you know?
Yeah, get over it.
Your life doesn't, like, it's just gonna get worse from here and whatever. Like, all you care about is, like, your music videos and, like, your friends and whatever. And, like, so, yeah. I think that was the movie. It was a really good... Did you like it?
It was really good.
Yeah.
It made you think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
In ways that...
And it, like, I feel like anyone could relate to it. And it's very timeless, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even though it talked about, like, that time period, like, it could talk to any teenagers at any time.
Teenager.
Everyone
goes through the problems of, like, trying to please your parents, dealing with family
trying to,
things.
like, come into your own self.
Yeah.
And break away from, like, any... or like anything that your parents may have pushed upon you, anything that your school pushes upon you, that sense of identity that we all seek. We'll get there eventually.
Remember, we're all an athlete.
Yeah.
We're all a basket case. Why can't I remember that?
We're all a princess.
We're all a criminal.
We're all a job.
Nerd.
No, nerd, yes. A brain.
We're all of those things.
Yeah. Why is it called the Breakfast Club?
Why is it called they eat lunch? Okay,
I know.
They eat, like, that's like a thing.
I mean, it's
because
because
make a big deal out of.
They said that, like, it's because, like, John Hughes' old, like, friends, like, called
Saturday detention.
Yeah, like, the Breakfast Club.
Doesn't mean you take.
I know.
They could have all. They would have been cool if they all, like, brought their breakfast.
Yeah.
In the morning. Yeah. To detention. Then they had a big thing of, like, eating breakfast.
I guess.
Somehow, like, connected. I need some connections here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Instead, there's none.
I have no idea.
It could have been called 4 Weirdos in a Basket.
Honestly,
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, like Fight Club, the movie Fight Club, like, it has to do with
fighting.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed? Breakfast Club. There's zero breakfast in this movie.
Breakfast at Tiffany's. This woman has breakfast at Tiffany's, and like the store. Was it just one big commercial for Tiffany's?
Yes. The Coke.
Oh yeah, the Coke
branding.
Product placement. Yes,
guys,
that was great. That was great. Hi guys, thank you for listening.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Make sure to follow us on Spotify at Chicks, Flicks, and Other Unrealistic Representations.
And our Instagram at unrealistic.representation.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is in the link to our bio.
And on Instagram.
and like this video if you liked our podcast.